might be able to outrun me. Okay, you definitely can outrun me. Let's just be honest. You can definitely probably duck under me and dodge me. But once I catch you, that's when you're screwed.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
What is up, everybody? Of course, I am Nikki Booshie, and we are here on Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. And of course, we have nothing but the best guests and most amazing people come and talk to us today. And of course, today we have Big Mama from Rydell High, the very own. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for having me on.
Yes, absolutely. Are you in between traveling or doing anything, or are you settled?
I am actually getting ready to so I started on promoting and booking my own events.
Wow. Okay.
Sure.
Yes.
In the last year. Last year was my first go round, and this Saturday is actually my second event. So
That's
please
exciting.
save us all.
Yeah, please save us all. Now that date for that Saturday, so that way you guys get it correct, is May the 27th. So make sure you check that out as well. But we're just going to get into some quick icebreakers before, of course, we talk all things wrestling, just to get to know Big Mama a little more. Now, of course, we're traveling, we got to listen to our music. We got to listen to our different people. So who are 3 of your favorite artists right now?
Oh goodness. See, I listen to like a little bit of everything. That's a great question.
I'm here for it.
So I'm gonna sound really, really old right now.
You can give more than 3 too. You can give more.
Barry Manilow, low key.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I totally dig it. I totally blame my husband. It's definitely his fault. But Barry Manilow is freaking awesome.
Okay.
Going a little bit country. We have Dallas Moore, actually, is always a good one. And I have my child summoning me. Dallas Moore is a good one. He's more of an outlaw country, I guess.
Okay.
So he has been he just has some really off the wall songs that are phenomenal, especially at 3 a.m. when you're just trying to get home.
Yeah.
So, I would say #1 though. Oh goodness, there's a lot. Probably Guns N' Roses.
Okay.
I dig the 80s and the more like power ballads. So
nice. I love it. I'm here in Nashville, so I love a good country, love a good live band. We're really grateful to have our music live band, with everything happening with the pandemic and everything being shut down, and now years later, it's really nice. So you'll have to definitely come out to Nashville.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Now, speaking of artists, we also love to binge watch, love to watch our stuff. So name some favorite TV shows or movies you love to watch.
So, favorite movie ever that I have watched 45 million times, The Princess Bride. Andre the Giant's in it, but I mean, let's just be honest, it's an absolute classic.
Love it.
You can't unlike it. I feel like
Yeah.
If you don't like it, who the hell are you? So that's where I'm at. Favorite show right now, I so glad. Thank you, Netflix. They brought back Manifest for the final season. I cannot wait for the last half of the last season to drop.
Yeah.
But I just finally got all caught up on that, so I'm super pumped to see the rest of that season. And then my go-to, just pop it on Forensic Files. I'm a total crime junkie.
Yeah.
You name it, the crime shows, I probably have watched the episodes multiple times.
See, I would say I'm between beginner and intermediate with that, because I do love a good Dateline, but I know it's more intensive. And I love watching those. I'm not gonna lie, I love watching those conspiracy theories sometimes. I'm all
for the theories.
Love the theories. With a good theory, of course, comes a good city. So what would you say is your best vacation destination?
Oh, okay. So the one that I've been to or one that I want to go to?
You can give both. I love that.
Oh. So my favorite that I've been to, it's not exotic or anything like that, but we took a week-long trip to Destin, Florida.
Oh,
And everything, like our life is just so go go go. I mean,
Yeah.
we run shows every weekend and constantly going. And it was the year after our wedding, and it was so relaxing. Like we're
Yeah.
just chilling on the beach, um, and lots of adult beverages, however you want to put
Yes, of
that.
course.
It was the most relaxing trip
Yeah.
I think I've had in my adult life. Um, where I want to go. So I have done a short European trip in high school, but I never got to go to Switzerland, and that was like my one thing. Like I really wanted to go to Switzerland.
Wow.
So that's the bucket list trip for
Okay.
overseas.
We love to see that. We love to see that. Now it's funny that you bring up Destin because my mom's actually from Panama City. And
Love
so
it.
my favorite vacation place, no matter where I go, and I love Miami, I do. I really love Miami. But Panama City Beach is like, and especially now that it's not as touristy, the
Yes.
PCB isn't the whole thing. Everybody goes to Miami now, so it gets crowded. But like on the Gulf, it's just amazing. Nick's Pizzeria is one of my favorite places down there. I absolutely love that place. And yeah, it's just we love listen, we love a good vacation. Now we've also grown up and we've had some childhood celebrity crushes as well. Who were some of your celebrity crushes when you were growing up?
I really hope my
Who'd
mother
you
never sees this.
who'd you have on your wall?
So low key, I had Britney Spears all over my wall, which,
Yes.
like, if you know me now, you're like, wait, what?
Yeah. No.
But yeah, no,
Yeah.
100% my jam. I also was an instant girl,
Oh yeah.
so okay, it went hand in hand. I
Yeah.
feel like,
We're here.
um, and then, but for instinct, I did not like Justin. I did
Oh,
not like Lance. I was definitely Team Joey Fatone. So I don't know how
okay.
many people will say that. So yeah, that was
Team Joey. I'm not mad at it.
there was
Oh
100% a
no.
poster on the top of the bunk bed. Not even gonna lie.
I was more, I'm not gonna lie, I was more Backstreet.
That's fair.
Nick Carter was
Mm.
kind of the guy, but also I loved in sync to me, and I might get a little crap for this, but they had the music, like their songs. Justin and them were killing it. Backstreet Boys, they were killing it too, but yeah, definitely Brittany.
It
Brittany
edged
was,
edged him out a little bit.
yeah, yeah, just a little bit. Now growing up, also we've had some very interesting Halloween costumes come around. What would you say is your favorite Halloween costume, even if it's one that you haven't worn, but we want one that you've worn at least?
So I will say it's adult. I love Halloween. It's
Oh,
one of my favorite things, and
yeah.
one of my favorite costumes that I've gotten to do. I have a little boy, and he is obsessed with lots of toys and trucks and everything else.
Okay.
Um, but we went as a family as little Spidey, Spider Gwen, and then Spider Miles, and
Wow.
it was the best thing ever. I mean, I
Wow.
handmade masks, and we had the full on
Yeah.
gear. It was phenomenal.
Okay. That's a good one. That's I'm not gonna lie. If you're watching and you've been on here, I think, and I've asked you that question, I gotta be honest. I think that might be the best one. That might be the best
And we
one.
got some really cute pictures of him shooting little
Oh,
webs too.
please,
So
please share. Please share because we want to see them.
absolutely.
Now last icebreaker question before we get into all things wrestling. Of course, if you had one superpower, what would it be?
And you know what? It actually directly relates to wrestling. I want to be able to freaking teleport. I
Ah,
wouldn't have to do a lot of the traveling.
yes.
Just blink and be at my show, and it'd
Oh
be
my God.
beautiful. And
Listen, it would help me too as a fan because I still sit in GA
yes,
and I don't care. I want to see a good listen. I come to shows for a good lockup. I don't care about a story. I don't care. Bring out the people. Like I watched
yes,
you at Derby City recently, and I believe you had a match with Marty Bell,
yep,
and I was there, and I still have the content because I wait until it premieres and everything. But I remember watching the match and I'd be like, you know what? This is that Southern style wrestling that I long for. that I need, and that me being from Tennessee, I just really still have an appreciation for. And I mean, by God, the name Derby City, it's just, that's just beautiful. Before we get into more about that match that you had with Marty Bell, first off, I want to ask, what got you into wrestling?
So as a kid, always watched it with my grandpa and with my dad. And then my brother and I are very close in age, got a little aggressive with each other, and they got banned from the house. So I actually ended up every single weekend watching with my grandpa, like sneaking and watching it so my mom wouldn't know.
Right.
So, and then fast forward to college years, and someone that I worked with at my very first job and it transitioned into college, um, was like, "Hey, I go to this training school and I'm on shows every weekend. You should come check this out on your college break." And I came home and I started going to the Northern Wrestling Federation shows. And I went one weekend and then I went the next weekend and the next. I've always loved sports and I've always loved theater. And it's the absolute perfect marriage of both of those. So, and the other thing is, when I never knew about independent wrestling when I was younger.
Right.
And going to those shows, I got to see, like, I was like, man, like, this is a whole different experience than sitting, 75 lines
Right.
up and they're not interacting versus, no, I wanted that person on my face to come back at me because I'm gonna yell at them too. So just that interaction, it
Yeah.
hooked me in. And at the end of the summer, we have an annual fantasy camp, a crash course in wrestling,
Hmm.
and I signed up for it and signed the contract that night. I was
Wow.
all in.
That's amazing. Now, did you play sports growing up?
So I played a lot of sports. So
Hmm.
my varsity letter looks far more impressive than it probably should. I went to a really, really small high school.
Okay.
I actually graduated with 28 people. That's it.
Okay.
That's my whole class.
Wow.
And literally the ad for soccer my freshman year was, if you can walk, we'll teach you how to play. So I played soccer, softball, swimming, cross country, track for all of like a half a season because yeah, yo girl don't run very much for
Absolutely.
the record.
Absolutely.
um, and then in college, actually, I did play softball and cross country as well.
Nice.
So it's always just kind of been a thing in my life to be involved in a sport in some way, shape, or form.
Now, talk about how you use the ability and the agility that you learned through those sports now in the ring and in your training.
Oh, absolutely. So if anybody has watched any of my matches, everybody knows it's a power match.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're gonna come at me and you might be able to outrun me. Okay, you definitely can outrun me. Let's just be honest. You can definitely probably duck under me and dodge me. But once I catch you, that's when you're screwed. So I'm gonna catch you. You can jump off of whatever you want to jump off of. You can throw whatever you want to throw at me. But at the end of the day, I've got the raw power, and you got to cut me down. I don't have to cut you down. I'm catching you as soon as you come at me.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of that's been the thing that I love about it is that's what makes me different from every single other person I'm in the ring with. It's not often that I actually get met with someone who can meet that same power. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, with that being said, who would you say has been your toughest opponent thus far?
oh, oh, that's a really good question. I'm at the point now. I've had a fair amount of matches at this
Yeah.
point. Um, so I would say I have two.
Okay.
One that has been a long-term opponent, because we started out partners, we started on the same side, and then we beat each other's butts till we were dead, bleeding, and crawling across the mat. Nikki Victory, if you haven't seen her matches, she is on the up and up. She's on the rise. She
Mhm.
is absolutely amazing. Um, and she pushes me to my absolute limit, but we both know each other so well that that's even a whole other aspect of anytime we're in the ring together.
Yeah.
Um, as far as one-off style matches, I would have to say Freya The Slaya.
Yeah.
Absolute treat to get to beat each other's butts with. Let me just say
Yeah.
that anytime, any place, I'm down. She gives as good as she gets, and she's one of those people. She meets me in the strength, she meets me in the height,
Yep.
and she will throw down. So
Well, it's funny because she came on the show recently. We talked to her, and she made a suggestion that she wanted to have a tall woman's match and a big woman's match.
yes.
And there was several people that she named. So I would personally love to see that because she's been traveling and doing her thing, just like you've been traveling and doing your thing. Now you talked about sports. Talk about some more inspirations that really got you in the ring and made you want to really make this into a career.
So for me, it's you always talk about like you don't be good, stay in school, don't do drugs. Let me be clear. But wrestling for me is that almost natural high that you're gonna keep trying to chase it, and chase it, and chase it. When you walk out that curtain and you have those people right where you want them, that is an emotion and a feeling that is completely irreplaceable. Um, and then kind of a thing that changed for me is so not a COVID baby, but he happened right when everything shut down. He came out. I had my little boy, and transitioning into that role and to see his face when I come out and he knows my entrance music, which makes me so happy.
Ah,
um, and just him setting the example for him and also other little girls in the world and everything else, just getting to set that example of this is what I want to do with my life
right.
and I'm going to chase it. And I don't care who gets in my way. You better get the heck out of the way or I'm going to move you out of my way.
Mm.
And getting to show him that his mom is that badass bee that's going to do it. That's the best thing in the world any day of the week.
I love that. I love that. Good inspiration and really when you have inspiration like that, really the miles where you can go in the ring and outside of the ring are just astronomical. You talked about your inspirations. Now I'm very curious. Who would you say are a few people that you would name as dream opponents? They can be past and present. They can be just, you can just give us a shoot of names. You can give us some reasons why, but just, I'm just curious to know who you want to share that squared circle with.
So I've put this out there a lot on social media. I want JesSICKa Havoc. I just
I know it.
I love her
Yes.
energy, her physicality, her aggression, her intensity. I want to I want to be in the ring with JesSICKa Havoc. I don't care how I have to make this happen. It will happen somehow, some way.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something because I love JesSICKa, and JesSICKa's one of my really good girlies. She's a friend of the show as well, so shout out to JesSICKa. I know she's gonna be watching this because I tell you what, she pays attention. Okay, that girl pays attention. I drive 5 to 6 hours to Dayton, Ohio, just to make it to PW Revolver because of people like JesSICKa Habit
I'm
who
just saying,
bleed
I am only a 1 hour drive from Dayton. Not
one
even
hour.
that.
That's it.
Not even that.
Not even that. That woman bleeds this business, and it makes me very happy when people give that girl her flowers because she's been around for so long. And I think that before we agreed to the interview, I did a few researches. I saw your page and everything. And I was just like, man, I think her and JesSICKa would like go crazy. So I popped when you said that because it just makes sense. There's just something undeniably. She's almost, as we like to call it, a mother of so many different people. And I don't even think she realizes it, but she would definitely, yes, shout her out, honey.
Yes.
We need it. Are there any other people that just come to mind?
So I will never get to wrestle her again, but I
Okay.
did get to wrestle. If I could, I
Yeah.
got to wrestle Awesome Kong
Mm-hmm.
way back when I
Oh,
first started, and it was an incredible experience. And she's the one and only person who has ever completely power bomb me, straight flip up everything, the whole 9 yards,
A legend.
terrifying.
Legend. Just an amazing person too. Like,
I so wish that I could have another match with her now to be like,
yeah,
look, I'm so much better and I know so much more.
yeah,
It was definitely one of my favorite matches.
yeah.
But yeah, I would love to be able to do that again with her. I'm trying to think some other dream matches. I've been throwing this one out lately. Definitely Allison Kay. She is one half
Oh,
of the former NWA Tag Team Champions, former NWA Champion. You name it, she's done it.
yeah,
And it's another one of those. I hardly ever get to get in the ring with someone
yeah.
who we get to match for match, and I want to freaking throw down.
Derby City would be the
I'm
perfect
just saying,
opportunity. You
and
guys
that's
had a
only an
match.
hour.
Yeah, you guys had a match. Both of your matches were at that taping. And we saw, honestly, from the four of you women, Littlefoot, you, Marty, and Allison Kay, known to some as Sienna. Listen, y'all showed up for the women, and I appreciate that because as a fan, I think it sucks sometimes when you don't have any women on the card, but with what we get, the power of the matches on the indies is just undeniable. The powerhouse that we see on the indies from the women is just undeniable, and I would love to see more from it. Now, with that being said, you have Deonna Purrazzo, who is the current Knockouts champion. You have Camille, who is the current one-time NWA World Women's Champion, and there's other plethora of titles. We just had Willow become the first ever New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Women's Champion. If you had to pick one title, and it can be indies, it can be WWE, it can be AEW, it can be Impact, it can be GCW, it can be XPW, it can be anywhere. It can be PW Revolver. It can be anywhere. If you had one championship, what would you take and who would you take it off of? Now we also
Mm.
have Shalance. Shalance, she's holding it down at OVW too. I gotta
She
give her
is. She's doing
she's doing
amazing.
amazing.
So I'm okay. I'm very late to the game.
That's
I
okay.
have become completely obsessed with women's Japan style wrestling.
Okay.
I love the strong style. They beat the tar out of each other,
Yeah.
and I am here for it all day
Right.
long. And I'm also obsessed with Willow. I don't think anybody could not be.
Yes.
Um, and I'm just gonna say it. I throw pretty good pounds, and I kind of want to
Mm,
see it match for match.
okay.
Um, yeah, I want some Willow, and I want some New Japan.
That's amazing. I love that. I love that answer too. We've even seen Willow compete for the ROH Women's World Championship along with the Knockouts Championship. She competed with Deonna Purrazzo during the Champ Challenge and really made a name in that match and also everywhere. So Willow, if you're
Babe with the
listening,
power, come meet Big Mama. I'm just
you might
saying.
you might have to come meet Big Mama, okay? Because listen, that's a good title too because it's fresh and you want to make a name and you like if you were to win that title that would be a great start and a great beginning worldwide. Before we get out of here though, I have to ask this question. It's my favorite question to ask. Big Mama, why are you the one to watch in 2023 and years to come? I need to know.
It has been an absolute ride. I say take the ride all the time, and it has been a long ride, and I have hit my stride. I am banger after banger, match after match. I'm the one to meet right now. And I'm taking every single ride, I'm taking every single road, every single trip someone calls me, I'm there. And every single time I'm there, I deliver. So that's not going to change anytime soon. And you want to tell my kid that I'm not the woman to watch? Mm, that's how it's going to end. This is my time and no one else's.
Okay, y'all heard it here first on Women's Wrestling Talk. Of course, Big Mama, before we get out of here, social media drives the world of wrestling and other fields. So let everyone know where they can find you on all social media platforms.
I make it nice and easy. I have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all Big Bad Mama 06. We keep it all the same. The only thing I do want to say is, I don't have the poster. Yes, I do. Hold on.
Go get it. Listen, we got nothing but time.
Here we go. Queens of the Midwest, Revolution Rising, all women's wrestling card, promoted by myself, built by myself. Everything on here is my baby. This Saturday night, come out to Covington, Kentucky, and it's going to be a hell of a night. I'm
here for it. Listen, I might have to call out of work because Kentucky is nothing to Nashville, okay?
I used to make that drive every single Friday night. Oh, I know.
Listen.
Stadium in. All I'm gonna say.
Now we talking. Of course, you can find me on Twitter at Nikki Booshie, here holding it down on Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one women's wrestling show on the planet.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one women's wrestling show on the planet. Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one women's wrestling show on the planet.